Calaroga Shark Media.
From Boston, where it would be a shame if someone took your World Cup away, this is Ballot.
That's right. Now, if you want to write a check, maybe we could talk. Let's hit this. I'm Patrick Gutfield, and President Trump attended a Gaza ceasefire summit in Egypt this week where he gave a speech about peace in the Middle East. Very presidential, very diplomatic, and then immediately after his speech, he forgot the microphone was still on. Trump was caught on a hot mic having what appeared to be a business conversation with Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto. Subianto asked to meet with Eric Trump to discuss what sounds like real estate projects. Trump responded, "He's such a good boy. I'll have Eric call you." Now, the White House has repeatedly insisted there's a firewall between Trump's presidential duties and his family business. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said in May that it's frankly ridiculous to suggest Trump does anything for his own benefit, which is a bold statement to make before your boss gets caught discussing condo deals at a peace summit. The audio is muffled, but at one point, Subianto mentions a location that's not safe security-wise and says they'll need to look for a better place. Trump agrees and says he'll have Eric or Don call him. So apparently we're workshopping Trump Tower locations during international diplomacy now. Subianto also mentioned someone named Harry, likely Harry Tanoesoadibjo, an Indonesian real estate developer who's already partnered with the Trump Organization on 2 properties in Indonesia. Just days before the summit, Tanoesoadibjo posted a promotional video for a Trump-branded property in Lido City, bragging about its breathtaking views and unmatched prestige. Great timing. Tony Karg from the watchdog group Accountable US said Trump is using a foreign leader summit as a platform to smooth things over for his son's condo development ventures. But hey, why waste a trip to Egypt talking only about ceasefires when you could also discuss waterfront views? Indonesia's foreign minister tried to downplay the whole thing, saying the 2 presidents are friends, so private conversations are natural. Sure, totally natural. I have lots of friends I discuss international real estate deals with right after giving speeches about Middle East peace. That's just what friends do. Before they parted ways, Trump told Subianto, "You're a fantastic guy. I'll have one of them call you. I like that you told me that. We don't need that." We don't need what exactly? Microphones that work? Ethical guidelines? The appearance of impropriety? While in Egypt, Trump thanked Egyptian President el-Sisi and noted that Sisi had been my friend right from the beginning, during the campaign against crooked Hillary Clinton. Sir, this is a peace treaty. Back in 2016, when Trump's campaign was broke, he met with Sisi and called him a fantastic guy. Once elected, Trump gave Egypt $200 million his own State Department opposed, then $1 billion more. The Washington Post later reported Trump shut down an investigation into a $10 million withdrawal from Egypt's national bank. The same amount Trump mysteriously injected into his own campaign. Totally unrelated, I'm sure. At that same Egypt event, Trump was caught on a hot mic arranging a meeting between his son Eric and Indonesia's president. Eric has no government job, but he does manage the Trump Organization, which just opened a golf course in Indonesia. What a coincidence. Then there's Qatar, first term, funders of terrorism, second term. They gave him a $400 million jet. Now, if Qatar gets attacked, we respond like we've been attacked. You can buy a lot with $400 million. Apparently, you can buy a military alliance. And this is all happening during a government shutdown. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent just sent $20 billion to Argentina to bail out their currency. Argentina has been bailed out by the IMF 23 times and still collapsed in April. We have almost no trade with them. Why are we doing this? 2 billionaires close to Bessent bet big on Argentina's economy. If we prop them up, they get rich. So to recap, Egypt gets billions, Qatar gets a military treaty, Indonesia gets a presidential endorsement, Argentina gets $20 billion, and American hospitals are operating without funding. But sure, fiscal responsibility. President Trump held a press event this week with Argentine President Javier Milei, who is visiting after receiving a $20 billion bailout. Naturally, the conversation turned to the most pressing issue facing America, threatening to take sporting events away from cities he doesn't like. Trump said he would consider pulling World Cup games from Boston because of recent street takeovers where police officers were attacked and a police car was set on fire. His main concern? Boston Mayor Michelle Wu is radical left and not good. So the solution to street crime is apparently to punish the entire city by taking away soccer matches scheduled for Gillette Stadium, which is 22 miles outside of Boston. That'll show those street racers. Trump explained his enforcement strategy. If someone is doing a bad job and I feel there's unsafe conditions, I would call Gianni, the head of FIFA, who is phenomenal, and say, let's move it to another location. And he would do that. He wouldn't love to do it, but he'd do it. Very easily, he'd do it. Now, Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, has been extremely cozy with Trump. He's shown up at multiple Oval Office events, had Trump deliver the Club World Cup trophy to Chelsea, and even delayed FIFA's own Congress to accompany Trump to the Middle East. The FIFA trophies Infantino gave Trump have apparently become permanent fixtures in the Oval Office. So yes, they're friends, but when Trump previously threatened to pull games from Seattle and San Francisco in September, FIFA Vice President Victor Montagliani wasn't having it. He said, with all due respect to current world leaders, football is bigger than them, and football will survive their regime and their government and their slogans. Which is a diplomatic way of saying, you can't actually do this. Then Trump decided to expand his threats to the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. He said if LA isn't prepared properly, he'd move it to another location. He acknowledged he'd need a different kind of permission for that one, permission from the International Olympic Committee, whose new president, Kirsty Coventry, hasn't even met with him yet. Trump criticized California Governor Gavin Newsom's handling of the LA wildfires and warned, if he doesn't play ball, we're going to have to be very tough. Which raises the question, what does playing ball mean in this context? Agreeing with everything Trump says, changing political parties, installing gold toilets in City Hall? Trump previously went after Seattle and San Francisco for being run by radical left lunatics who don't know what they're doing. Apparently, the vetting process for World Cup host cities should have included a political litmus test. Trump's final message to Boston was succinct. Boston better clean up their act. That's all I can say. Well, that and the part about calling your friend at FIFA to move an international sporting event because you don't like the mayor. But other than that, yes, that's all you can say.